Hi everyone, welcome back again with another video on Kubernetes. Now you have already gone through the Certified Kubernetes Application Developer core concepts videos that will cover all the theoretical and the commands that you should know for these subdomains covered in the Certified Kubernetes Application Developer core concepts domain. But we haven't gone through some practicals to try out these commands. I just given you the examples. This is how to execute these commands, what are the functionalities of that. Now during this video, what are we going to do is we are going to consolidate all of that knowledge and then go through some practice questions that will be kind of equivalent into the Certified Kubernetes Application Developer exam questions that you will be getting. During this session, I'll be showing the practice questions on the left hand side, and after the question is shown, you can pause the video and try it out by yourself, and afterwards you can resume the video and then join with me on the solution of that problem. So let's start it, and we are going to discuss the Certified Kubernetes Application Developer core concepts practice questions. Create a namespace called demo and a pod called nginx with the image nginx on the namespace. Creating the namespace, verification, namespace is there. Then we need to create a pod inside the namespace, nginx, verification, nginx pod is there. Moving to the next question. Create the following pod YAML definition in temp redis 1 YAML. Pod name is redis1, image is redis, namespace demo, expose the traffic on port 6379. Create the pod using the YAML definition. Pod name is redis1, image is redis, the port is 6379. we need to run it in the dry run client mode -o YAML. we need to save it to temp redis1.yaml. so everything is ready, executing it. Afterwards doing a cat temp redis1.yaml. we can see the YAML file with everything. Now we need to create the pod using the YAML definition temp redis1.yaml. Verification ifctl-n demo get pods. Here we have the redis pod running. Moving to the next question. Create a BCBox pod in demo namespace that runs the command env. Write the pod log to temp bcbox.txt. bcbox image bcbox restart never, and I need to run the command env init. so everything is okay, executing it, verifying the pod, demo get pods, bcbox pod is there, it's completed, it has executed the command. Now we need to get the logs, get logs of this bcbox, and then we need to save it to temp box.txt. verify temp box.txt. Moving to the next question. Export the BCBox pod in demo namespace YAML definition to temp BCBox YAML and delete the pod. To get the YAML definition of an existing pod, get pod name is BCBox. We need to get it in the YAML version and save it into temp bcbox.yaml. Verification, temp bcbox.yaml. We can see the pod name is bcbox, namespace demo, and the command that we have given is env. It is saved. Now we need to delete the pod. kubectl -n demo delete pod. Pod name is bcbox. Pod is deleted. Verification -n demo get pods. BCBox pod is deleted. Moving to the next question. Create a YAML in temp myrq.yaml, a new resource quota called myrq with hard limits of 1 CPU, 1 gig memory, and 2 pods without creating it. kubectl create quota is the command. You can find out what is the example and the parameters using -h. So we need to do create quota and then pass --hard, CPU1, memory, and the pods. kubectl, there's no namespace mentioned. Create quota. Quota name is myrq, and this is the hard limit of CPU equals 1, memory equals 1 gig, and pods equals 2. So we should not create this. So dry run client -o YAML, saving it to temp myrq.yaml, executing it. Looking at the cat temp myrq.yaml, we can see the name is correct. Hard limit 1 CPU, memory, and pods. Moving to the next question. Create a pod with image nginx called nginx2 and expose the traffic on port 80 and set an environment value as nginx port 80. Change pod's image to nginx 1.19.8 and record the change. Demo run nginx2 image nginx port is 80, and we need to set the environment variable nginx port 80. So let's create the pod. Verification kubectl -n demo get pod. nginx2 is created. Now we need to set the image to nginx 1.19.8. kubectl -n demo set image pod nginx2. The container name is nginx and the image that we want to use is nginx 1.19.8, and then we need to record the change. Record. Unable to find, sorry, the container name is nginx2. Now verification demo get pods, nginx2 is running, and we can see that one restart is there because we updated the image. Let's do the verification with the describe command. Demo describe pod nginx2. We can see that image is 119.8, as well as that we can see that change is recorded using the record flag. We can see it in the annotations. Moving to the next question. Get nginx2 ports IP created in the previous step. Use temp bcbox port image wget of its slash and save to temp nginx index.txt. First, we need to get the nginx ports IP address. We can do it in multiple ways. Demo get ports -o wide will show the IP address of nginx port. This is the IP address. You can do the same using kubectl -n demo get pod nginx 2, and using the JSON path as well. You can get it. Let's say JSON path equals, inside that you can provide the where that pod IP is stored in this definition. Let's say status dot pod IP should have the value. Let's say once we do that, we can see that IP address is here. What we can do is we can get this value into a environment variable like this: export nginx IP equals, and inside the dollar curly braces we can put whatever the command. So once we do that, let's verify nginx IP. You can see the IP address is inside this variable. Now we need to run a bcbox pod kubectl -n demo run bcbox image bcbox restart never, and we need to make this pod temporary. So --rm interactive mode -it, and executing the command w get and -o http. Here we need to provide the IP address. You can copy the IP address from here and then paste it, or else use the variable that we have, nginx IP, and that's it. And what we can do is we need to save this output into temp nginx index.txt. So exporting it. Now verification temp nginx index.txt, we can see the output of nginx is saved into this file. And verification, what happened to the bcbox pod, it should be deleted. Get pod, it is not here as we use the -rm flag as mentioned, because we need to create a temp bcbox image. Moving to the next question number 8. Create my frontend pod in demo namespace with nginx image and set an environment value as var1 value 1. Check the environment value existence within the pod. Creating a pod, run my front end image is nginx. We need to set the environment values env var1 equals value 1. Creating it, verifying -n demo get pod. My front end pod is there. Now we need to check whether variables are there. kubectl -n demo exec -it my front end --sh connecting into the shell in the interactive mode, and then printing the environments, and then you can see the values are set var1 value 1, and yeah, that's it. Exit. Clear. Moving to the question number 9. Update my frontend pod with following labels, annotations, and environment variables. These are the labels needs to be added, annotations, and they need to add one more environment variable to it. First of all, let's check get pod. What are the labels set for these pods? My frontend pod only has one label right now, so kubectl -n demo label pod name is my front end. The labels that we need to set is environment equals demo, and then owner equals finance. Set that, and then verify it with the show labels command. Owner and environment demo is set. Now the next thing is we need to annotate it. kubectl -n demo annotate pod name is my front end. Description equals front end application using single quotes as the value as has a space in between. It is set kubectl -n demo describe pod my front end. In the annotations we can see the description is set. Now we need to set environment variables. New environment variable, we need to set it into this my front end pod. kubectl -n demo edit pod my front end. You can do it in two ways. You can go into edit and then do the editing, but it will fail. I'll show you how to get through it, or else you can expose the pod YAML as a YAML file and then save it into the disk and then do the edit and then delete the pod and apply it. I'll go ahead with this approach. kubectl edit -n edit pod my front end, and then I need to go into the env section. Under the env section, I'm going to add a new environment variable, name nginx host, and the value is going to be finance.example.com, and here I'm going to save it in the save like this and do it to exit, and you can see that whatever the change that we have done is already saved here. kubectl -n demo delete pod. I'm deleting my front end pod. Afterwards we have the edited file here saved. I'm going to use it to recreate it with our environment changes. Now the pod should be created. Demo get pod my front end. Let's check what is inside. kubectl -n demo describe pod my front end. You can see under that we have the previous environment variable and the new one, nginx finance example. Or else what you can do is kubectl -n demo get pod my front end, and then expose this to a local file. It's a temp my front end .yaml, and afterwards you can do the edit. kubectl, let's say using the vi editor, temp my front end, and afterwards you can go into the YAML file, do the edit, come back, delete the pod, and then reapply it. You can use both of those methods and both of will work. Move into the next question. Create busybox Google pod with image busybox in demo namespace which executes sleep 3500 command. Connect to interactive shell of the pod and save the current date to tempdate.txt inside the container. kubectl -n demo run busybox Google. The image is busybox. Restart never command. I'm going to set bin/sh -c. The command is sleep 3600. This is my command. So I'm creating the pod, and afterwards verifying whether the pod is available. Get pods, it's there. Now we need to connect to the shell. kubectl -n demo exec -it busybox Google, and going to the shell, and afterwards we need to print the date, and then we need to save this date into temp date.txt within the container. If we look at temp.date.txt, we can see the date is saved, and we need to save the date inside the container. So that's about the core concepts practice test. We have gone through 10 questions, and to do the cleanup, what you have done into your Kubernetes environment, you can execute kubectl delete namespace demo. Thank you so much. Let's connect in another video.